Welcome students. I hope you have enjoyed my previous class which is on operating systems. Now we'll go ahead with the new chapter, that is spreadsheet, formulas and functions. This is the chapter which is based on MS Excel, and you all know MS Excel is a very important part of MS Office. It comes bundled with MS Office and it is mainly used for doing calculations, writing mathematical expressions, right? So here in this we are going to explore the some of the basic features of MS Excel. Now here on your screen you can see the first sheet of MS Excel, which is look like a grid of small cells. Now what is a cell in this is, here I clicked and this small rectangle area which is formed by the intersection of column and the row, so this is the cell area, so that is called as a cell. The cell is, say, the a rectangular area where we write our data, and it is formed by the intersection of row and column. Now you can say, see very well on your screen, that is, there are, the columns are labeled as A, B, C, D, E and so on, and the rows are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, right? Now MS Excel, this is, say, the sheet 1. As you can see here below, the name of, by default, the when we open a blank MS Excel we'll get a sheet 1, right? And this sheet can have more than one page, or rather I say have more than one page depending upon our data, right? Now in Excel, this bar is called as the formula bar. This bar is called as the formula bar, right? And here you can see the address of the cell, the address of the current active cell, right? In Excel there are two important aspects, that is, one is the formula and the function. So we'll first understand what is a formula. The formulas are the user defined instructions to perform calculations, or a formula in Excel can be expression that returns a specific result. Here I have given one example, like this equals to 15 plus this I have given. So this is one example which I have quoted here. Now the expression can include addition, subtraction, division and multiplication symbols. The formula established. Now what the formula do is, a formula establishes a relation between two or more cells. The expression can include the cell address. Now what the as here I have given one simple expression. Now, but what else can be there in the expression is cell address, number, arithmetic operators and the parentheses. These are the things which are there in an expression. An expression consists of these various kind of things. The formula must, very important, the formula must begin with an equal to sign followed by the cell references and the operators. We'll see later on in this. Now what are the various components which we have talked about is the reference. Now, a new word, a reference, a cell or a range of cells that you want to include in your calculation. Now, whenever we do certain calculations in MS Excel, we refer certain set of cells, make use of those cells in our formula. So that is what is called as cell reference. Now the symbols, now the various arithmetic symbols are available like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentage, dollar sign, and hash, etc. These are the various symbols that can be there in our uh, expression when we write an expression. Now they can have a constant like a numbers, or the text also be one of the constant value depending upon the formula we are defining. Then functions, they are the predefined formulas in Excel. This will talk later. Now elements of the formula, very important. Now here I have given one example, that is I have just taken one a simple expression, or rather I say here this is. Now in Excel we can say there are two types of expression. One is a simple expression when there is only one say the operator which is used, that is called as a simple uh, expression. For example, I'll just show you here. Suppose if I write this equals to a1, or say if I write 5 plus 67, then or say multiplied by 2. So then I'm sorry, that is say plus 12. Suppose you have to set certain values. So here you can see this is the a kind of a simple expression. But when we have say the use the different operators, like say if we write 78 plus of 45 multiplied by 2 minus of 45 divide by 23, then the various operators, different operators are used. Such a expression or the formula is called as compound formula, right? Okay, now we come back again on this, that is this formula we have talked about. Now this formula, there are various elements, we can say the of the formula is there. We'll discuss one by one. Okay, so it says the B2 and C2, these are the cell references. Now we have written this formula in some cell other than the cell, and the B2 C2, and I have left this D1 colon D10 for a specific purpose. This I'll discuss again after some time. Now so these are the cell addresses, right? Now this is the 5 is a constant here. This is a range of cells, a range of cells, very important. How it is different, here is only the single cell is used. Here in this case only single cell is used, here also single cell is, but here it is addressing a group of cell. Here it is referring a group of cell, very important. So that is called as the range. This is an arithmetic operator, this addition, multiply, minus, these all are the arithmetic operators. And this sum, which I mentioned to forget here, the sum is a function. This sum which I have written sum is a function. Now we'll just define what is a function. Function is a predefined formula that performs calculation using specific values in a particular order. Excel includes many common functions that can be used to quickly find sum, average, count, max value, min value for the range of cells. In order to use the functions correctly, you will need to understand the different part of the functions and how to create the arguments and to calculate the values and the cell references. So gradually when we proceed further, one by one we'll discuss these functions in detail and how to make use of these functions. Now I'll just say the part of the function. in order to work correctly with the function must be written as I said in the previous my say the slide, that is written in a specific way which is called as the syntax. Now as here you can see, if you want to make use of the sum, it has to be written in this, so that there is the name of the function and the list of argument. So the basic syntax of the function is the equal to sign, the function name, one or more arguments. The argument contain the information you want to calculate. The function is an example below will add the values of the cells range a1 colon a20. So here again, so every function must begin with an equal to sign and with this, right? And we have say we specify the argument, and in this argument there are various modes of specifying these arguments. Okay, now we'll start with the creation of a basic say the formula. Suppose I have a list of numbers, suppose in Excel. Suppose these are the various numbers which I have in Excel, and I want to say in the cell A11. Now whenever we address the cell, we address first, we say the column number, that is we can say the alphabet used for the column, and then we say the row number. So in cell A11, suppose I want to write the formula to calculate the cell to calculate the sum of these cells. So what we'll do is we'll write A1 plus A2 plus A3. You can see gradually it is different cell start getting the different number. As soon as I'll write the address A4, A5 plus A6 plus A7 plus, so okay fine, A7, and we just have to press enter. So as soon as we'll press enter, we'll get the sum. Now here you can see a simple formula, right? So that is how we can give the formula, and our formula begin with an equal to sign always, right? Now suppose I have say the now suppose I say I have to calculate the simple interest. So here I am now broadening the column. Now you can see how we can, I take my cursor on the column and it gets changed to double headed arrow, and then we can drag it. Okay, now suppose I have some principal amount, say 1000 of rupees, and the rate of interest is say 10 or say 6, and the time period as it says in year is say for 3 years. Now I have to calculate the write the formula in cell, say again if I write say E11, I want to write the formula to calculate the simple interest. So here I write say simple interest, okay, and here I write equals to, what is the formula for simple interest? That is principal amount multiplied by rate multiplied by year and divide by 100. So we'll write here say where in which cell we have say the principal amount E1. So just I have written equal to, I take my mouse pointer on this, clicked here, multiply sign by pressing the shift key, multiplied by this, multiply by this, divide by 100, and I just press enter. So I'll get a simple interest of 180 rupees in a span of, when we calculate for the time is 3 years, right? So here this formula is a compound formula. Now MS Excel, there are various say the formulas and the functions which we can operate on uh, numbers, as well as the formulas and functions which we can operate on text also. So now we have seen one, see the formula with a simple formula for the number here, and another formula, a compound formula, again with the numbers only here on this to calculate the simple interest. Now we'll see one, say the formula to on the text. Suppose you have written your name here, see your first name. Suppose I'm writing Amit, and here you have written, say the Kumar. You have written here, say your first name, and here you have written your last name, right? And now suppose in the cell here in G15, I want your complete name, or say at times we write the surname first. I want this. So what I need to do is I'll write equal to, then after equal to, I just click on the cell which contain the my last name, right? And I put a dollar sign, this ampersand sign with a shift with an and sign, and I select the first name. After this I'll press enter. So you'll find Kumar Amit is there, but there is normally when we write such a name there should be a gap between the two, right? So what we'll do is, now if you again, I just broaden the column here, you can see there is no space, but if you want the space, what we need to do is we'll put one double quotes in between this and here, right? And I just press enter. You can see it is like this, right? Again I'll show you what I have done is I have written this. Fine, understood? So that is called as concatenation. I'll write here what is concatenation. That is joining of two strings, two or more strings, or a text. Concatenation, joining of two or more strings together, is called as concatenation, right? Now we'll talk about the range. Now what is a range in MS Excel? A range in Excel is a collection of two or more cells. As earlier we have written the formula like A1 sum A1 colon A10, I think. Here I have written the formula B1 colon B10. So B1 colon B10, this specify a range, right? It specifies a range. So now working on the same worksheet, now say here in the cell, here I have written the formula to calculate the sum of these values. Now here suppose I am using the function sum to calculate the sum. So we will write sum bracket and say the list of arguments. I have said earlier, so here we can specify the range. Now here you can see the range of this the cell address here. Okay, so I'll just take my mouse pointer here on the first cell, so the automatically see the cell is there, A1 here. Then I press the shift key and keep it pressed, and I clicked on the last cell, that is A7. You can see here on the sum automatically it has come A1 colon A7. I just close the bracket and I press the enter. So here it becomes a range A1 colon A7. Now suppose again if I have to calculate this column of the same sum here, what I need to do is I have to write equals to sum A1, even I can use the keyboard, I can do A1 colon A7. So again and again I have to specify the range, the cell addresses. The another method is we can give a name to a set of cells, a group of cells. We can define a name. Now we'll learn how to define a name is okay. Now to define a range, what we need to do is, suppose this is the range I want to give a name. So what I did is I just selected the range with the help of a mouse, the set of these cells. I went to a formula, I clicked on the formula tab. There is an option of define name. I just click the down arrow. There is an option of name. Say I have given list 1, I have given this, right? Okay, and I just clicked on okay, nothing more than this. Now suppose here in the next, say, column cell C13, I want to calculate the sum of the same sort of values. So I just write sum list 1, enter. Again I'll show you this. What I've written here, it is sum list 1. I can see, you can all see on your screen. Just to make you understand, I'll make this visible here also, bigger in size. So it is, what I did is, that is equals to sum list 1. So I've given a name to the list, and there is no need to write again A1 colon or A7. Fine. So today we'll just wind up very fast. Just recall what all we have done. That is, we have done what is a formula, how we can define a formula, what are the references, what are all the operators, the symbols which we can use in a formula and all, and how we can, what are the simple formula and what are the compound formulas, and what are their the various components we have talked about. And we have a small brief of the function also, and what are the syntax of the function, what is the syntax is called as, and what is the equal to sign is to start with, and so on. And we have done some kind of simple calculation in MS Excel, right? I hope you have enjoyed the class, and we'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye, take care.